You ever have that feeling? You wake up, you've got this fire in your gut, you are ready to absolutely dominate the day, but by noon, somehow the momentum's gone. You're just back to scrolling. Well, that right there is the subtle trap of mediocrity. And the truth is, it's not bad luck that's holding you back, it's these specific habits, kind of like silent assassins of your potential. Okay, let's get into this.
So here's the game plan for this explainer. First, we're going to talk about what the mediocrity trap actually is. Then, we'll unmask all 9 of these habits, breaking them down into 3 sections. And then we'll wrap up by showing you how your big breakthrough is literally waiting for you on the other side.
So here's the thing. These habits, they sneak into our lives, right? They're disguised as these totally harmless little routines. But they are absolutely deadly to our ambitions. Look, we're not here to shame anybody today. We're here to arm you. Because once you see these assassins, you can't unsee them. And seeing them, that's the first step to finally taking them down.
All right, let's dive right in. These first 3 habits, they often set the entire tone for your day, and you probably don't even realize just how much power they have over you.
Okay, so your alarm goes off. That's supposed to be the battle cry for the day. But hitting snooze, that's not just getting 5 more minutes of rest, it's an act of surrender. You're basically training your mind that starting strong is optional, and that, avoiding discomfort is the real goal. Over time, you stop being the architect of your life and you just become a reactor to it.
So it really boils down to this one question you've got to ask yourself. What if that snooze time isn't stolen sleep, but stolen genius? That first decision you make in the morning, it sets a really powerful precedent for everything that follows.
You know the drill. You're emailing, checking messages, half listening to a podcast, all while you're trying to think about some big project. It feels super productive, right? But here's why we're so drawn to it. Every single time we switch tasks, our brain gets this tiny little hit of dopamine. It's rewarding us for being busy, not for being effective. And the research, it shows it's the exact opposite of productive. It just divides your attention and can even temporarily drop your IQ. Real breakthroughs, they demand deep, singular focus, not scattered, shallow effort.
And this just nails the disconnect, doesn't it? We feel like a ninja, but in reality, we're just splitting our focus into a million pieces. I mean, think about it. When has a half effort ever led to a wholehearted win? Mediocrity absolutely loves a divided mind.
Oh, you know that voice, the one that replays every single mistake on a loop and whispers that you're just not good enough? Yeah, that's not protection, it's paralysis. This inner critic, it turns potential into perfectionism, and it turns action into analysis, locking you into this fixed mindset where you start to believe your abilities are just set in stone.
Okay, so we've looked at the habits that can hijack our mornings and our focus. Now let's shift gears to the habits that are hiding in plain sight, the ones that shape our environment and our ability to even act. And these are incredibly sneaky because honestly, they often feel pretty comfortable.
I want you to really think about the people you spend the most time with. Do they challenge you to grow, or do they just high-five your good enough efforts? See, surrounding yourself with people who are just coasting, it creates this gravitational pull toward the average. Sure, it's comforting, but it is quicksand for your ambition.
This quote from Jim Rohn, it's famous for a reason because it is so true. Your circle should be a launch pad, not a lounge. You really have to ask yourself, does your tribe shape your trajectory for the better, or are they just keeping you safe and small?
Come on, we have all done this. We write down some vague wish like get fit or start a business, and then poof, nothing. It gets ghosted. But why? Because a directionless effort is really just busy work. Without clear targets, you're basically just swinging in the dark, and that is exhausting and ultimately completely aimless. Now, this right here is the antidote. Instead of a vague wish, you create a waypoint. Using the SMART method turns that fuzzy idea into a crystal-clear destination. That means making your goal specific, measurable, achievable, relevant, and time-bound. So, get fit becomes, I'm going to run a 5K by March. See? That isn't a prayer. It's a pulse you can actually track.
Scrolling, binging, absorbing. We are sponges for content. But when do you actually wring the sponge out and create something of your own? When there's an imbalance here, it keeps you mediocre, because knowledge without any application, it's just trivia. You're basically outsourcing your own originality.
All right, let's get to the final 3 habits. Now, these are the really subtle internal processes that can keep you stuck in a loop without you even noticing. Let's see if any of these ring a bell for you.
So the week ends,
And instead of taking just a moment to review your wins and your losses, you just crash and numb out. But skipping that reflection, it traps you in mediocrity's loop. You end up repeating the same mistakes and missing the crucial patterns that are absolutely essential for growth.
And the solution is surprisingly simple. This 3-question debrief. This isn't therapy. It's telemetry for your life. It's how athletes review game tape. It's how CEOs autopsy business quarters. It's how you can tune into your own progress and level up. That job you kind of tolerate, those new skills you keep avoiding, that's your comfort zone. And yeah, it feels safe, like home, but it's actually a cage with silk bars. Mediocrity thrives in the familiar, but excellence, that is always forged in friction and discomfort.
I mean, this is the real gut check question, isn't it? Growth simply does not happen where you feel safe. Your best self is waiting for you, but it's just on the other side of that deliberate discomfort.
Oh, a new app, a new course, a new side project idea? Chasing every new opportunity, every single shiny object, it just scatters your focus into a million tiny pieces. It keeps you mediocre because mastery, it comes from depth, not from just dabbling around. Focus isn't a limitation, it's your liberation. So there they are. But it is so crucial to see these 9 habits not as judgments on who you are, but as invitations to become who you are truly capable of being.
So let's just name them one last time. Snoozing, multitasking, self-criticism, echo chambers, ghosted goals, and over-consuming, skipped reflections, staying comfortable, and chasing every distraction. These aren't just habits, people. They are leashes.
Look, mediocrity is a choice that gets renewed every single day. The power is in your hands. So the question isn't whether you can change, but what you will change first. What is the one chain that you are going to snap starting right now, today?
Because your breakthrough, it isn't coming, it's calling. And it's time to answer. Break the habits that hold you back and go build the legend you were always meant to be.